Hey guys, today is day 20 of the Gratitude Jam. And today I've been thinking about the word authenticity. Nowadays it seems like everyone wants you to be authentic, everyone advises you to be as authentic as you can because that is an attractive quality that helps you to build trust with people, to help you to communicate with others, and to help you with a bunch of things. So everyone wants to be authentic, as if that's something like as if that's a very straightforward thing. But if you think about it, it's really not that straightforward. I'm sure you've heard people advising you to, just be yourself. Um, if you think about it, just be yourself is a pretty useless advice because hey, first of all, you're already yourself, right? How can you be not yourself? And but what is yourself is it like a very complex thing, and every human being is very complex. It has so many different layers. So if someone asks you to just be yourself, um, which self are you supposed to be, right? There are the very primal animalistic version of self, and there is the social aspect of self, and there is the self that you do not really show to many people, maybe only like with your inner circle of people, those aspects of self that you show. So and but you cannot say that the social aspect of self is not yourself, because it is a aspect of your personality and your social conditioning and your internal landscape. And also, um, I think the notion that there is a part of self is just like more true than other part is kind of a in a sense it is, there's some realness, there's some truth in that notion, that statement. But on the other hand, it is really not that helpful way to think about it. I would prefer to think of everything that you embody, everything that you display to yourself or to other people as a part of you. And that is all, every part of you is accessible, is acceptable, and needs to be embraced, no matter whether you like it or not, no matter whether it comes from your heritage or social conditioning or comes from higher inspirations. All aspects of you is divine, um, is sacred, and is worth being respected and being accepted. So I think that advice to be authentic is sometimes it's very confusing. And being authentic is not like you just tell people whatever that comes to your mind. Because a lot of times, perhaps you have some harsh things that you think of other people. Should you just tell people about your negative judgment about those people while you yourself know that that may not be the the most elevated and the most expanded best part of you? So do you call withholding those thoughts and those emotions being inauthentic? I don't think so. Actually, if every one of us just tell each other whatever that we are thinking, the world will be a very chaotic place, and you know most people will not like each other anymore. And so to me, the concept of being authentic is actually it's actually very different from what we just talked about. To me, I think the concept of being authentic is really it says something about your commitment to a particular state that you're in. So, for example, if you see actors on screen, and you can tell some actors are better than other actors, right? Some actors are just so real and they embody the emotions, the thoughts of their character so perfectly. And some other actors, you can just tell that they're not quite there. So if you think about it, acting is all not real, right? Like the actor, him or herself, is not a character, so it's not real. But you can still say some actors, they're a lot more authentic than other actors. And the difference here is the level of commitment, whether they're really committing, all of their body, mind, and soul into playing that role or not. So if they are, the more committed the person is, the more authentic that that he will come across as being. And it's the same idea, for being authentic in other ways as well, in your personal life, in your work life. Being authentic means being fully committed to what you're doing and the state of being that you're in. And this is really, not an easy task because it takes a lot of self-awareness. First of all, you need to figure out what's going on inside of you and what exactly you are being fully committed to. So, because, again, human beings are very complex and we have a lot of times conflicting incentives and conflicting motives and conflicting agendas within ourselves. And a lot of times we are, if you don't have that level of self-awareness, you don't even consciously realize that you have a second layer agenda or a third layer agenda. So if you're not aware of those, then it's like very hard. That's very hard to be authentic, right? So, and also even when you're aware of it, it still takes sometimes a lot of courage and a lot of vision in order to recognize your second and third layer of agenda and to actually have the courage to go for the state that you are that you want to be committed to. So, for example, a lot of times, nowadays it's like being vulnerable is like a buzzword word, right? So people would advise you to show your vulnerability because that's when you show your humanness, that makes people like you more, makes people feel like you are a human, you are trustworthy, and it's also healthy for you, psychologically and spiritually. But if you think about why being vulnerable emotionally is so hard, is because we have always the second agenda, right? When we are feeling vulnerable, when we are feeling weak, when we are feeling sad or mad or something like negative going on, and we feel very vulnerable, feeling like, we are very susceptible for being attacked or something, right? So, but our second layer of agenda is like we want to protect ourselves, right? And we don't want other people to see that because that we're already feeling vulnerable. So, of course, that that is from the mind's point of view, it's like counterproductive to show people what you are feeling weak about, right? So, it's really the authenticity when it comes to embodying when it comes to like being vulnerable is like, can you fully commit to the state of vulnerability and set aside the other agendas that you have, including like how I look, like from like other people's point of view, what other people would think of me, what will I be attacked by other people, would other people take advantage of me, or what other people ridicule me or make fun of me. All those things are like the second layer, the second, third layers of agenda, like from the ego's point of view, right? So you have to be aware of those agenda and still have the self-awareness and have the trust to fully commit to what you are feeling and the primary state that you are in at that moment. So that's why I think being authentic is so difficult. It's actually a lot of hard work. It takes you to be it takes a certain level of inner strength, right? And it takes a high level of self-awareness, and it also takes a high level of trust. You have to be trusting your life or your life path or whatever destiny is in order for you to make that judgment, to say, I can be fully committed to the state that I'm in with full abandon, because I trust, if I am who I am, nothing much can go wrong. And that requires a lot of, inner strength and trust, right? So that's why today I'm very, very grateful for those occasions when I can fully embody who I am on the highest level, when I, rise up to the challenge and feeling, being fully committed to however I'm feeling, or however task or whatever task at hand at the time. So there are moments when I feel like very authentic, and those are very powerful moments, and I feel grateful for those moments. It's a state of flow. It's a state of high vibration and higher consciousness. So I'm very, very grateful for those, for those moments, for those occasions that I experience. And I'm also very grateful for the occasions when I don't feel very authentic, when I feel vulnerable, but still I don't want to show that vulnerability because I'm scared and, I'm sad, or, I'm feeling, reserved, and I don't want to be open. I'm thankful for those days as well, because it's because of those occasions that made me realize, I don't want to be like that, because it feels constricting. It feels that I'm not being all that I can be, that I'm not being fully committed or fully present to the life path, to the moment that I'm experiencing. And there has to be enough of a contrast, enough of experience in both occasions in order for you to realize, okay, which type of person I want to be, right? So I'm very thankful for those occasions when I feel less than authentic, because without those experiences, I wouldn't be where I am or who I am today, and I would be less powerful, and I would be less, compassionate and authentic to other people. So that's what I'm feeling grateful for today. And I'm also very grateful for all the other examples of all the inspiring people in the world that show me what authenticity looks like. And very, very thankful for everybody who has the courage and the strength to embody their authentic self at, any particular moment that they're in. So this is day 20 of the Gratitude Gym. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends. I will see you tomorrow.